It's thinking. Hello and welcome. Oh, hang on, it didn't work. Facebook made change on June 10th that limits some pages going live. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I already knew that. All right, so we're just gonna hit go live. Nope, it's not letting me do it.
It says it is live though.
We're having difficulty here. Don't meet the criteria to go live. I'll be darned. I guess we'll just take Facebook off the list. Remove Facebook.
On my end, I can see a little ticker in the corner. It says live, 1 minute, 6 seconds.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube, I guess. So thanks, Facebook, for making that fun. Hello, I guess let's get going. We're live, right? So, hello, YouTube. We had to take Facebook off because they changed their algorithm on June 10th, and I haven't updated my stage yet. So sorry about that, but we can cut all this out later. This is the Bold Leadership Story Show, where we talk about experiences shaping exceptional lives. And today I have the honor of speaking with Kajsa Bushman. Kajsa M. Bushman. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did. Thank you so much for having me, Jim.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm excited to have a conversation with you. We got off to a kind of a bumpy start here, but I'm thinking that we're going to have fun talking about you and your life. You started your career when you were 19, immigrating from Sweden.
Yes.
And you came here when you were 19. You went to San Francisco with a friend by yourselves. There another 19-year-old friend?
Yeah,
and
right.
Just landed and said, "We're making this happen." You came here to be what, an au pair or something?
Yeah, I came to be a nanny, and we landed in the San Francisco Bay Area, in Marin County. 2 different families, and we were both nannies, and yeah, it was a bit of a culture shock, I think, coming from Sweden to America, and especially a very affluent area like Marin County, and that was different from where I came from, and in a little bit of a rural setting in Sweden. So it was fun and adventurous and challenging, and I ended up cutting my au pair year short, and enrolling in community college in Marin County, College Marin. Yeah.
So I gotta explore that a little bit. 19 years old. When I was 19, I was like, I was like, well, I think maybe I'll go to college, maybe a 4-hour drive from home, because that's far enough. And I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and that was about 4.5 hour drive from home. And it's like, okay, I can get home if I need to, but I'm far enough away where if they won't bother me all the time. And, right?
Yeah.
But you like bit the bullet. You took a across the world flight with a friend. What was going through your mind at that point? What possessed you to do that?
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't going through my mind. I didn't know what I was getting myself into or what I was doing, and I think at that time I didn't really analyze what was happening in the way that I should. But I think I'm a bit of an impulsive person, and it sounded like a great idea. And yeah.
Well, that's a bold move right there. So you qualify for that.
Yeah, if you ask my husband, I still have those traits to this day. He likes to say that you have the best ideas, so that's nice. But yeah, we ended up in Marin County, and I felt in my heart that I loved being in America, and I felt just that I belonged there, what I was doing, and I didn't want to go back to Sweden. I didn't have the long-term future vision, like I like the life that I have now, but that's went to college and just kept going with my classes. I was studying criminology at the time, and then later on I ended up going to San Francisco State University, and I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice.
Mm-hmm. And then you went on to be you went into the court system, correct? Working there?
Yes. Yeah, I worked for a couple of criminal defense attorneys, and that was interesting. I did some internships and worked for some criminal defense attorneys, and I that was a very interesting time in my life, just seeing life from that perspective. And but I ended up going into working as an intellectual property paralegal, patents and trademarks, and climbing the corporate ladder. And I thought I wanted to. I was really set on succeeding and getting a better position and more money, and I liked just the setting that I was in, and or I thought I did, but I think that deep down I didn't really enjoy the work, and it was very tedious and very you go into your office and shut the door and sit there all day, and that was not for me.
So you look very healthy, and you're an outdoor person. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I like hiking and being out in nature, and my husband and I like to walk around and look at trees.
There's lots of nice trees up where you're at, and like
Yeah.
this beautiful area. Lots of critters.
Yeah.
So tell me about that experience when you were in San Francisco. You were there. English was a second language. How fluent were you at that time with English?
Oh, not very at all. Actually, one of the first classes that I took at College of Marin was my first semester. I took 4 classes. One of them was Spanish. And it was very challenging because I was learning a third language from my second language. So I had to translate from Swedish to English, and then from English to Spanish, and then, the other way around. And it was a lot.
Yeah, sounds like it. How did you survive all that? And food? I mean, I imagine the food was a lot different. You didn't have mom there cooking for you anymore.
No, I didn't. So at that time, I wasn't very conscious of what I was eating, or very educated on it either. So I believe the first couple of years I really blew up when I was there, but that's a different story.
Yeah,
I discovered mocha frappuccinos at Starbucks, and I was sucking those down a lot, I think.
comfort food.
Yes, yeah,
And energy.
yes.
What was your impression of the San Francisco Bay Area?
No, it's beautiful.
I imagine, I haven't been to Sweden, but I imagine that that's a very beautiful place.
Yeah, Sweden is a beautiful place. It's a little bit like the Montana, I guess.
Okay.
My husband's parents have a place up in Montana, and we go there a lot. So it kind of reminds me of Sweden a little bit, with the pine trees and the forest, and the different plants and things like that, and animals too. Bears and moose and rabbit and things. Yeah.
Mhm. So, what was your impression of San Francisco? Marin's like one of the best places on the planet. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I started hiking a lot out there, in the redwoods, and but yeah, it's a beautiful place. There's a lot to do. San Francisco, the right neighborhoods of San Francisco are really fun and beautiful, and but I like the climate better down here. I think I don't like being so cold.
So okay. That's it. That's another thing. It's like the weather here is pretty even all year, and I
Yeah.
imagine where you grew up was had some real cold and hot temperatures.
Yeah, it's the in the winter months in Sweden. It's the dark is it's a different dark. It's black,
Mm,
or I don't know how else to describe it. During the thick
like
of it in the winter.
your hand in front of your face dark.
Yeah, but it gets light outside at 10, 11 in the morning, and then it gets dark, black outside again at 2, 3 in the afternoon, and that's how you live your days for a couple of months.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how well I do with that. I would I would go stir crazy. It's like sun. You go out in the sun for 4 hours. Ah.
Yeah.
So how did you get from San Francisco? Where did you go from there?
Well, San Francisco, I came down to Southern California and I rented an apartment in Sunset Beach.
Hmm.
And I rented an apartment from my husband.
Okay.
He was the landlord and the manager for the apartment building.
Okay.
And, uh, and so yeah, I was sending my rent checks to him for about 3 years, and then I moved out from the apartment to move in with a girlfriend of mine. I wanted to save money and buy a condo, because I at that time, yeah, I was single and I didn't want to I wait to start my life and buy a house and all these things, and I thought I should buy a condo, and that's a better financial decision.
Mhm.
So I gave my notice, and I moved in with a friend of mine, and then I told Dan, it's my husband. I told him I'm going to move out, and and I'd look for a condo to buy eventually. And he said, "Well, I'm a real estate broker, and I can show you some condos." So he did. We went out one day, and we saw about 5, 6 condos, and then went on a little walk afterwards. And I didn't buy a condo, but we started dating instead.
Hey, well, sounds like you both found a deal there.
Yeah, yeah. It just was it just was meant to be.
Yeah. So how
Yeah.
long have you been married now?
We have been married for, well, 5.5 years, I suppose. We've
Okay.
been married for, and dating for a few more years than that. And yeah, I am passionately in love with my husband. Just very crazy about him.
Well,
And
that's great to hear. I love that. I love when couples are actually making it work.
yeah,
What's your secret?
I don't know what's we just like each other. We spend a lot of time together. We respect each other. We're good teammates.
Mhm.
We spend a lot of time talking to each other. Yeah, never get sick of each other, and we work together too. I ended up leaving my corporate career and working for the family brokerage when I was pregnant with my daughter, and
Mhm.
so we spend all day every day together, and I think that's the way we want it.
Well, that's beautiful. How do you energize that? How do you keep it alive and kind of spontaneous and in the moment?
With our marriage, spontaneous and in the moment, I don't know. It's I you know we just I just picked a great guy, and he picked the gal for him, and
It
and
just worked.
we really just work, and to be honest, it feels just effortless most of the time. Of course we have our discussions like everybody else, but it's really quite effortless. And I don't know, we have our marriage and family meetings, and just really get on the same page about stuff, and also have time alone, and having a 5-year-old is difficult, but we make it work somehow.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, that's absolutely part of leadership is understanding, those relationships and keeping them fresh and real and supportive and moving in a direction uh, that's that everybody's working towards ideally. So it's not easy to do from my experience. I was married 32 years and we've divorced.
Yeah.
I had we had some really great times, but it just we grew apart. I was traveling way too much, so I was gone a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it got tough
Yes.
towards the end. It was a challenge. So anyway, I honor and appreciate that you're working at it and having fun with it and making it happen for you and your kids. And what do you guys like to do for fun?
We like to be outside in nature, and
Mhm.
I don't know. We've been we bought our home in La Cresta a few years back, and so we've been renovating, and yeah, that doesn't sound like fun to a lot of people, but it can be fun sometimes. And even there, we have some projects that we do together, and it works well. So yeah, making our home look nice, and in our yard we go hiking, and we're foodies, so we eat a lot and go and explore different restaurants and things like that. And
What's your favorite restaurant here in town in Temecula?
well, there's um, I believe it's called Stone Fire Grill, maybe not. It's on the golf course in Temecula,
Okay.
and it's organic, and it's farm to table, all organic, and I believe that they have grass fed, grass finished beef over there too. It's a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth it. They have good wine over there too, so it's just a guilty pleasure we have. We go out and treat ourselves, and then Eat Restaurant in Temecula is organic and great food too. And then we have where did we go? We go to Public downtown Murrieta. It's good food.
Hmm.
And uh,
Do you
yeah.
like to cook at all?
Oh yeah, we cook all the time. We
What's your favorite thing to cook?
lots of meat. Yeah.
You're carnivores.
Yes, we like our meat over here. I don't know. Some people are gonna tell me otherwise, but I think that good steak is a healthy can be healthy for you. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
so
I
we
think you know what? I think everybody's different.
yeah.
Like for me, my girlfriend Lisa and my girlfriend Lisa Laree, she's a professional ballerina, so she's exercising a lot. She's like always at the studio and she's exercising. So
Oh,
and she's a carnivore, and
oh
she will eat amazing amounts of meat, and she does great on that. I can't do that. On the other hand, I try to keep up with her. And it's like I can't do it. So I have to eat like other things, vegetables and fruits and other things. So, but I'm amazed at how well she does just on meat.
yeah,
I was trying to tell her, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. She'd try it, and then she'd go, no, it's not working for me. I don't have the energy. So,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we changed our diets last year, circa around this time, I suppose. So it's been a year, and we we eliminated um, dairy and sugar and grains, and we eat organic, grass-fed, grass-finished meats. And
So doing that, you just blow through that like it's, oh, we just did that. I got to
well,
feel like
it's
there's
like
a story there somewhere.
it takes some time, and I was racking my brain in the beginning. It's like, how can I possibly cook without cheese and cream? Because I did a lot of that, but it's just mind over matter. You just do it. If we were just feeling a little bit like, I don't know, we can probably feel a little better. It's just something we just needed to tweak something. So we did this 4-course or 4-week program with a friend of mine up here in La Cresta, and it's just basically eliminating inflammation from your gut. So and that will do it. Sugar is causing inflammation, and so there's all of these other foods that people eat on a regular basis, and so we eliminated those things and did those 4 weeks, and my husband stopped snoring, and I started sleeping a little better at night. And we weren't overweight, but when we started, but my husband dropped, I think, 19 pounds. I dropped 9. So then it was, I think it was a good move for us, and especially for our 5-year-old too. She doesn't need to eat a bunch of sugar, and she doesn't need to eat a bunch of food colorings and things that are in food-like substances these days.
Yeah, food like this is not really a food. Yeah. Did you go through any of the hangries or the what is it, hypoglycemias kind of thing? Where you get
Yeah, I've never heard
I
of
gotta eat something.
I guess we had a bad habit of snacking late at night. So that, just like any habit that I know on your previous shows, you've talked about habits and things like that. And I think, I think some habits are hard to break. So I think, going to bed at night and not having those crackers or whatever, is like that's just, it's not the crackers themselves, but it's the habit that you go and get something that you always go and get at that time of the day. So that's hard to break.
Yeah, it's the mindset.
But we did it. So for 4 weeks we were flawless in what we were doing. So I think
Good for you. That's worth applauding. That I know that's not easy to do. Messing with somebody's food is like, don't touch. You can change anything about my life what you want to, but don't be messing with my food.
Yeah. So.
But it makes the best changes, the profound changes. Like you're getting better sleep, right? You lost some weight. You got some of the inflammation down, which is actually contributing to lowering your age potential.
Yes.
Right. And so there's a lot of benefits. Have you explored any of the intermittent fasting or having an eating window kind of thing at all?
Yeah, I couldn't do that because if I need to eat, I need to eat right now. So I'm that type of person. I just need to eat something if I get really hungry. So I don't. But I haven't tried it, so maybe I will try it and I will let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I eat basically one meal a day now.
Oh, okay.
I have an eating window of about 4 hours.
Okay.
So I'm fasting 20 hours a day. And then I do periodically I do an extended fast. So I'll fast for 72 hours with just water and salt. So trace minerals.
I bet you feel really, really light.
Say it again, please.
I bet you feel really, really light.
I feel more energy. Actually, it gives me more energy. You'd think I'd be like down, but what's happening is my body is using up all of the stores of glycogen that my liver put away my liver, put away my muscles, put away in visceral fat, and my body's taking from those stores and pulling them out. And my body metabolically is actually getting younger. So I'm 66 by the calendar, but metabolically I'm down around 60. So I've actually lost, or I've actually gotten younger metabolically, and I'm metabolically flexible now. So I can my body will eat. When I eat food, it'll consume that. But if I don't eat, it knows where to go inside my body. It picks up energy from the loose um, glycogen or glucose in my blood. It'll pull from fatty liver. It'll pull from my visceral fat. It'll pull from my muscles, wherever it needs to. And it also, my microbiome produces um, fuels. One is called butyrate. And so I feed my microbiome so that it produces fuel for me. And I don't get hungry. I can go for a week and do just fine. I've done 4 6.5 day fasts. And
Yeah.
that really cleans it out. But
I did I don't know if you're familiar with they came out many years ago now, a master cleanse it was called, and you know, it was water and lemon and cayenne pepper and maple syrup. I think, I don't know how healthy this is looking back, you know, but I drank that for 7 days straight, you know, 8 glasses a day or something like that, and that was kind of an interesting experience. But yeah, I did do that fasting for 7 days.
I check when I'm doing mine. I have a blood glucose meter. I check my glucose and ketones.
Yeah.
3 times a day while I'm doing those extended fasts. So I know exactly where my glucose is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually, my glucose starts going down and my ketones go up. And what that does is the ketones are fuel that my body's producing that's not glucose. And that's when I know it's pulling from my fat stores, cleaning my body out. Also, it's one of the most important things about that is it's called apoptosis, or it's a process where your cells get stressed and they kind of raise their hand and say, I can't handle this. So your mitochondria go in, yank them out, recycle the proteins and amino acids, whatever they can, gets rid of the rest, replaces that cell with a brand new one. And so that's a process that actually regenerates your body much faster, gets rid of old tired cells that are not working, and they're breeding grounds for disease, really. And so that's why I'm getting metabolically younger, because it's actually called autophagy. And so the process that I do is focused on gaining access to that autophagy in my body. So that's why I fast, because it's actually reducing my metabolic age and improving my metabolic flexibility. So more than you ever wanted to know. But it's
good to know.
It's working for me. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's been about 4 years of trial and error and figuring it out. So, but it's for me, it's been a lifesaver, because I'm gaining so much knowledge about my body and what it does, and listening to it and how it works. So now I can nurture it. I abused the heck out of it for years, you know, forcing it to work 14, 16-hour days, not giving it good sleep, drinking heavy amounts of whatever, pushing myself stress-wise. And finally, my body just said, I'm done. See ya. It filed divorce papers on me back in 2020. So I had to make decisions.
It's so important to listen to your body. You know, you can, if you really listen, you know when it's time to stop and go and whatever you need to do, you know. But I think, we're all in these different habits that are hard to break, and so it's hard sometimes to break those habits, but it's important to, you know, we only have this body and we got to live with it for a long time.
What's your formula for making new habits and breaking old ones?
Well, interesting question. I don't know. Yeah, for breaking habits, mind over matter. You know, if you really want something, then and you know in yourself, if you really need to make a change, you know, then you will make the change. I think that people are okay with feeling the way that they feel. Otherwise, they would make the change, you know. So, but yeah, mind over matter, and we're more powerful than and able and capable than we think. So I don't know. I suppose that I don't really have a problem with just making up my mind and going for something. But yeah, and new habits. I don't know. It depends on what we're talking about. Making, starting a new hobby or just health wise. So yeah, you just, if it's about your health and it's crucial that you make a change, then you have to replace your old habit with something else. So you know,
Mm.
five, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up in the morning and go for that hike. But what do you think?
Just push through. I agree. It's like, okay, you set an intent, and you have, like, I try to get, okay, this is the outcome that I want to achieve. It's a long-term view of something, and
Right.
this is what I'm going to want to do to get that accomplished. So you have to do it. And I'm finding the biggest challenge for me is consistency.
Oh yeah.
It's like everybody says, well, success loves speed, right? Okay, success loves speed. And that's true. You get to make a decision, boom, you want to get to it and move, right? But it's the hard part is doing that again and again and again and again and again consistently for a long period of time, because that's what brings a success, and that's what creates those habits, right? So
Yeah. So consistency, waking up in the morning and doing a little bit of exercise rather than waking up in the morning and going, full on out with this hour-long exercise schedule. If you just do a little bit at a time, a couple of more minutes every single day, then you're more likely to succeed than otherwise. Then you're going to burn yourself out. And
I agree. Well, I've done that. Yeah, where you go to the gym and you just pump
yeah.
and push, and
Oh,
your body's so sore the next day. You're like, oh man, I can't even get out of bed. You're not going to go exercise again. Yeah. So
yeah, that's what I had because I have play dates once in a while with my friends, and they bring their little girls over, and so I was telling my friend the other day, come on, let's do 100 squats right now. So we were standing in my kitchen and we just squatted out 100 squats, and then
did you time it?
yeah, yeah. So, but just for fun, because we were talking about exercising more, and so okay, it's 100 squats, and then we
My
texted.
record is 65 in 60 seconds.
Well, yeah. So we texted each other a couple of days later, and just neither of us could walk real properly. Then you just
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. So,
yeah,
but you're pushing yourself, setting new boundaries, walking in the unknown.
yeah. I think so, and I don't know, to convert all this to how does that fit in with leadership and I don't know, bold leadership stories. I don't know. Um, I I never thought of myself as a leader or you know making big changes in people, but I like to think that I make changes in people from my home, with my daughter, my stepdaughters, um, you know, my husband, uh, and and just with the health decisions that we made, and just kind of, I don't know, leading by example a little bit. Like I mentioned to you earlier, I love marriage, and I am particularly blessed to have an amazing marriage, and I'm so in love with my husband, and I like that for other people to see that, and then if somebody needs to make a change in their marriage, then maybe I can inspire somebody. I don't know, not that my marriage is the best marriage, but I like that people make the right decisions in their marriage, and that they're happy.
Mm.
That's what I
Yeah,
want
I
to see.
love that. You guys, I saw you and Dan up at the the concert last weekend at the Plateau.
Yeah.
I volunteer up there, so I was driving the van,
Oh, okay.
and I was in the process of getting people in and out of the van, and you guys showed up in your Grand Oak Realtors car,
Yeah.
beautiful automobile with a chauffeur driven, and you hopped out, and you're both dressed to the tens. I mean, you're like perfect, and you get out and you hold each other's hand, and you're walking. It was such a beautiful sight. I was like, oh, what a great couple. And then I noticed, oh, that's Kajsa. So it's like, okay, I get to interview her next week. Yes, this is going to be fun. So it was a great experience for me to see you guys, how you present, how you hold yourselves. That's a leadership right there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold your husband's hand and
And you were smiling, and there was nobody around. It was just me and maybe one other person, but you got out and you were walking in, and you were just smiling, and it was like, oh, that's a great looking couple, you know? It was fun.
yeah, hold your husband's hand and let your husband lead you and let your husband open doors for you thank your husband for working hard for your family and enthusiastically give make some good meals for him and hand him a glass of water and suggest going for dates and I don't know, compliment him on the shirt he's wearing today and speak up in public about how great your husband is and never put him down in front of other people or behind his back. You always speak love and kind into your marriage, and I think both of us do that, and I think that's important, and it's fun. It's fun. I don't know. It's fun to have a marriage and a husband, that loves you. So
Mm, that's beautiful. Yeah, love to hear that. So our time is about up. I have one more question. You got time for one more?
of course.
So I ask this of everybody on the show. It's taking a look at your whole life.
Hmm.
What was the boldest leadership decision that you've made, and what were the consequences?
Um, the boldest leadership decision I made, I think, was to. It's just the first thing that comes to mind, and that is to marry an older man that has three, at the time, teenage daughters. Um, and my husband is 15 years older than me and had a long marriage prior to ours. And to that was a lot of that's a lot of responsibility to take on. I'm not their mother. They have a mother, but I'm a friend and a mother figure and a leadership role for them, and it's a lot of responsibility, and it's not something to take lightly. And because when they ask for advice or when there's conversations about uh, life changes or decisions that they have to make, I want to make sure to give them good advice and to be a role model and all of these things that step parenting entails, and I think that's that would be the one, I think. Yeah.
Very good. So that is daunting. I love that you said that you're not their parent, but you're taking a leadership role in their lives. How do you do that and get their buy-in on that?
Well, I mean, every I have three stepdaughters, and they're 20, 26, 24, and 22 this year. and so they're all in different, different stages of their life. Even though they're still young, but two of them are married. One has a baby, so I'm a grandma now.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. Wow.
And then the youngest one, just got into nursing school, and she has a boyfriend, and so they're all in different kind of stages, even though they're close together in age, and so.
So you're supporting them and just being there for them. Sounds like.
Yeah, everybody's different. I have different, relationship with each one of them, just like any parent has with their children if they have multiple, So yeah, we just have different. I have different relationships with each one of them, and they're so but I love to chat with them. It's like my the youngest one. I feel like I really connect with when I go shopping with her, go grab some coffee with her, and that's my favorite time with her because I can really get her attention, and we can connect one on one. And then the middle one, I love to drive in the car with her because then she just opens up and starts chatting, and then
Very
and
cool.
then yeah, and then the older one, I like walking with, and because then she opens up, and so and we can have a good connection there. So I don't know, just my just little moments that I have with all of them that I can connect, and yeah.
So it sounds to me like you're open to that, and you're in effect um, accommodating, or exploring their interests with them
Yes.
to instead of you inviting them on your boat and saying these are my rules, you're going on to their boat
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
them on their turf
Yeah.
and kind of trying to fit in with them there. I love that. I mean, so many people, say, well, I'm the adult. These are my rules. You're going to do what my parents were kind of like that. It's like, no, we're going to do what I do, and they didn't want to come to my boat. So
Yeah,
it,
yeah, I don't know. It's step parenting is can be challenging, and especially I think in the beginning when everyone's getting to know each other, and it's just like who are you, and what's and so but after years you've kind of find little ways to connect with each individual person, and I think that's important to me. So
very good. That's beautiful. I did have one more question. I lied.
yeah.
I see you have a tattoo on your shoulder. Which
Oh wow.
can you share what that is?
There we go. Yeah. For my husband's birthday, for his 52nd birthday, a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, I told him I would give him a tattoo for his birthday,
Okay.
and he didn't have any before, but I said, I want to give you a tattoo for your birthday. And I, um, I'm not going to tell you what it is or where you're going to put it. We're just going to go to the tattoo parlor, and you're just going to get a tattoo. And he said, okay.
Wow. All right.
So this is a design that I came up with. It's because we both love, my husband especially, we love trees. So we always walk around and we talk about the trees, and what kind of tree it is, and just everything about trees, and also this, it was a symbol for the birth of our daughter. Uh,
Ah,
so it's a tree of life, and my
so-
husband, when my daughter was born, my husband got to catch my daughter, so that was pretty
oh,
special.
wow.
Yeah, so we got this matching tattoo. He has one, and I have one. It's in the same place here, and this eventually also became the logo for our real estate brokerage.
I was going to say, it looks really familiar. In fact,
Yeah.
I was going to put that up there.
Yeah,
Can you
Grand
see
Oak
that?
Realtors. Yes.
Grand Oak Realtors. So, and real quick, I wanted to share your
Oh,
your website there.
thank you.
So you built this website.
I did. Yeah, I had never built a website before, but it actually wasn't too difficult. It
Real
turned out
estate
pretty
personalized.
nice.
So that's really cool. Your logo has such meaning behind it. It's not just a business logo.
No, yeah,
I
I was.
love that.
Yeah, yeah, it is beautiful. I do like my logo a lot. I think it's pretty.
Yeah. So, and then you guys, you're about us. You've got your background a little bit and Dan's background.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are doing some great work up there in La Cresta. And the
Yeah,
services you offer, you've got your seller realtors, buyer realtors, and then you do property management.
yeah, we do property management and project management. Got a lot of experience in developing and building vineyards and building. Um,
That's great.
yeah,
I love the simplicity and just the theme of this. It's simple, but it really gets the point across.
thank you. Yeah, and like it's simple. So
And then contact us. So if you're looking for a property to buy or sell in La Cresta,
thank
this
you
is
so
the place
much.
to go. GrandOakRealtors.com.
Yeah. Yeah, we met. You and I met at the Santa Rosa Plateau concerts, and we
Right.
recently started sponsoring a program that they have over there, the Junior Ranger program at the Santa Rosa Plateau, which is just right up our alley. I wanted to sponsor something that has to do with nature and so these young kids can come and become a junior ranger and go through the program and hopefully I don't know I tell people that I want my daughter to know more trees and plants than fast food labels, so that's what I'm hoping for this generation that grows up to know less about corporate logos and more about trees and plants and animals.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that. That's really, really cool. That fits with me too. It's like I was never a brand guy. It's like no, I was a member of the Sierra Club. I did hiking. I was up in the mountains all the time.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. I just really get energized being out in the woods and the wilderness
Yeah.
and volunteering for the concert series at the plateau for the Santa Rosa Ecological Foundation is um, really a blessing and a pleasure.
All right, so you're gonna be there on Saturday then for the jazz concert? Yeah.
Yes,
Then we'll
I
see
get to
you
drive the van again.
there. That's fun.
It is actually. It is.
Yeah.
So, well, Kajsa, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Yeah, of course. I was really looking forward to chatting with you, and it was a pleasure.
Yeah, yeah, I had fun.
Yeah.
We'll hang on a sec. I'm going to end the stream and we'll be done. So,
Okay.
bye.
Bye.